What is up? Got a good fun workout. I would call it a whole body workout. We're gonna get the legs, we're gonna get the arms, we're gonna get some pull, we're gonna get some core. We're doing a lot of good stuff. Doing a lot of playing with tempo, and I'll show you what I mean. In our first exercise, we're gonna do a squat, hold, ladder. And what that means is I want you to hold the bottom of your squat for about 10 seconds. All right, now what we're gonna do is we're gonna ladder up. So I come down on my first one, I'm gonna hold for about 10 seconds. I'm up again, and down. And what we'll do is we'll climb 6, 8, perhaps 10 of them with the 10-second hold. And that's where we're really gonna have to squeeze in our belly. We've gotta work on our balance. We've gotta lock everything up so that we can hold that bottom for about 10 seconds and then ladder up the number of squats that you do in between each bottom hold. From there, we're gonna go to something that would be a little bit like a superset, where we're gonna kind of pile up on some contributing muscles that are gonna work in the same exercise. So our first exercise, we're gonna do an eccentric push-up. And what that means is I want you to focus on the down portion of the push-up. It's only about 2.5 feet, probably less than that. And what I want you to do is really slow it down as you go on your way down. Really focus on pulling the hips, pulling the belly button, squeezing the glutes, keeping yourself nice and flat. Go down, hold the bottom for a few seconds if you can, and then come back up. Now, if you're not there with your push-ups to where you can come right back up out of that, let me show you what I want you to do instead. And that is, you're still gonna do this nice, slow lowering, going down, very slow. I still want you to hold the bottom for a few seconds, but then go ahead and drop your knees, come back up, and get right back into the top of your push-up. We're focusing on the eccentric contraction, the contraction, or the shortening under tension. And so that's where I want you to put your time and your energy. Lower down slowly, hold the bottom, and then if you can't push back up, just drop the knees, get back up so that you can go and focus on the down portion. From there, I want to do some tricep extensions. So we're kind of supersetting the triceps. You can do these with a band, if you're with an anchor if you like. Another way that you can do them is just put them around your neck, choke up a little bit. I like to go with a lighter band on these tricep extensions. I can do the black band, sure, but I'm going from like 0 to 100 right there. And so I find I get a nice, more fluid tension if I use a lighter band and just choke up a little bit. And that way the tension through the range of motion is a little bit more consistent. We're just gonna push down. Again, you can anchor these in front of you. You can anchor them and push back this way. If you've got some weights, you can do some tricep kickbacks. Tricep extensions, get creative. Anything you want to do with them is just fine. From there, what we're gonna do is we're gonna hop up and we're gonna superset some pulling muscles. We're gonna start with playing with a little tempo. What we're gonna do is an upright row, and then I want you to hold the top. Not 10 seconds like the squat, about 3 or 4 seconds, and I really want you to focus on driving the elbows back at the top, come back down, and then right back up. We've got a steady pace down and up. We're holding the top for about 3 or 4 seconds, and I'm really pushing my elbows back. I'm really squeezing back here behind the shoulders. We're gonna follow that up immediately with a set of curls. So we're kind of supersetting the biceps, doing 2 consecutive exercises that are going to involve the biceps. From there, we have done squats with tempo. We did a kind of a superset with the triceps with the eccentric push-up and the tricep press. Then we did our upright row and the curls. Now we're gonna get down, we're gonna do a little bit of core work. The first thing I want us to do is an elbow plank roll. If you have the shoulder strength, it's more about shoulder strength if you're going to do these with an elevated versus an elbow plank. It's not that big a difference on your core. It's all about shoulder strength. So let's start down here, and all we're going to do is we're going to roll from one side to the other on our elbow plank. nice and steady, maybe 2 to 3 seconds per rep. I'm squeezing at the belly, I'm squeezing my butt, and I'm just keeping that nice flat line from my shoulders down through my heels. After that, we're gonna go with some spider mountain climbers. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and get elevated for these. We're gonna keep both hands on the ground all the time. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna bring it up here. If you can bring your knee up high by your elbow, that's great. If you can bring your foot up high by your hand, that's even better. But I wanna make sure you're maintaining control. Keep the hips down. It's very easy to get the foot up there if I go ahead and flex at the hips. But if I keep my hips square, it's a lot tougher squeeze and a lot tougher balance-wise. So I want you to keep those hips nice and square. Bring the knee up as high as you can. If you've got the flexibility to get your foot up there, then that's great. But you should really feel that squeeze in your middle. From there, we're gonna go to a glute bridge hold. And what I want you to do is pick a time that matches your reps. You know, if we're doing 10 reps, they're about 2 to 3 seconds a piece. That's 20 to 30 seconds. So for our hold, then we would pick maybe 25, 30 seconds. If we're doing 12, 16 reps, we go a little bit higher, but we're doing this for time. You can count it out, you can use a watch. All I want us to do is bring our heels up nice and tight. We're gonna drive those hips up, and I want you to really hold the top. You've got to really focus on squeezing your glutes nice and tight. Go ahead and poke them with your finger. It feels pretty good. If you find this to be not quite challenging enough, or if you feel like you would need to do it for a minute 15, which is getting pretty long, what you can do to make this a little more challenging is bring one leg off the ground, try to keep those hips nice and high, hold it up there for a few seconds, bring the other leg off the ground. Keeping things nice and high, squeezing the glutes. So fewer exercises today, but we're going through them a little bit slower, taking our time, especially on the lowering portion of some of those exercises and supersetting some of the muscles. So we may need to take a little bit of extra rest after each one. But we got a good workout, and I think you're going to enjoy it. Get stronger.